Have you ever felt that fire inside you? A big idea, a dream, a plan that could change your life, only to feel it fade the moment you tell someone? Have you noticed how excitement disappears when praise comes too early? How words can trick your mind into thinking the work is already done? If that sounds familiar, then this story is for you. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle between your dreams and reality is the words you speak before you even begin. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young man named Adrian. Adrian had big dreams. He wanted to build a workshop. He wanted to craft toys that could bring joy to children. Sometimes he imagined designing a clever machine that could make life easier for everyone in the village. But Adrian had a habit. Before he began anything, he told everyone. He would march into the village square and announce loudly, "Tomorrow I will build the finest workshop in the valley." People cheered, they clapped, they smiled. Adrian felt proud, important, accomplished. That night he slept with a light heart, but the next morning, when it was time to start, his energy was gone. Days passed, the workshop remained empty. So he moved on to his next idea, crafting toys. Again, he announced it to everyone. Again, he received praise and admiration. And again, after a few days, the toys stayed locked in his mind. They never reached his hands. This pattern repeated for years. His dreams were always spoken, never realized. His hands stayed empty, his heart restless. He felt frustrated, ashamed, trapped in a cycle he couldn't break. One evening, Adrian sat beside the old forge at the edge of the village. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the cobblestones. An elder named Lucian appeared, a quiet man, respected by everyone, who rarely spoke more than a few words. He sat beside Adrian and asked softly, "Why do you look so troubled, son?" Adrian sighed. "I have so many ideas, so many dreams, but I never finish anything. I don't know why I keep failing." Lucian nodded slowly. "Tell me," he said, "what do you do when a new idea comes to you?" "I tell everyone," Adrian admitted. "I want them to know. I want their praise. I want to feel proud before I even start." Lucian smiled gently. "Come with me tomorrow. I want to show you something." The next day, they arrived at Lucian's old forge. Lucian brought 2 pieces of raw iron. He handed one to Adrian. "Shape this," he said. "Heat it, hammer it, make it strong." Adrian took the iron and placed it in the fire. Sparks flew, smoke curled. Slowly, the raw metal began to bend under his hammer. He chipped, scratched, and reshaped it. Every strike taught him something. Every mistake became a lesson. Then Lucian held the second piece of iron high, calling some children nearby. "Look at this. Soon it will be a sword, a shield, something incredible." The children cheered. Lucian placed the metal on a sunlit stone and walked away. Days passed. Adrian worked tirelessly on his piece, unseen, unheard, and unpraised. The iron began to take shape, smooth and sturdy. Meanwhile, the iron on the stone sat in the sun, exposed. It cracked, it rusted, birds picked at it. It never became anything useful. Finally, Lucian stood beside Adrian and said softly, "A dream is like this iron. It needs fire, it needs effort, it needs patience. If you boast about it too soon, if you leave it exposed to praise, opinions, and attention, it will never take shape. Only through quiet work, unseen, uncelebrated, does it become strong, lasting, real. Adrian's face warmed. He realized he had been doing exactly that. Every announcement gave him applause, but no progress. Every word stolen his energy before he even began. Lucian placed a hand on his shoulder. Protect your dreams. Work on them quietly. Let them grow in silence. When they are ready, everyone will see their strength. That night, Adrian made a decision. He chose a single goal: to forge a simple iron lantern. He told no one, no announcements, no applause, only work. Every evening after his daily chores, he hammered, heated, and shaped the metal. Some days he was exhausted, some days frustrated, some nights he doubted himself, but he kept going, quietly. Weeks passed, and finally the lantern stood complete. He lit it. The glow was warm, steady, beautiful. And for the first time in his life, Adrian felt something he had never felt before: true pride. Not the hollow pride of words and praise, but the quiet satisfaction of creation. The next morning, a neighbor noticed it. "Adrian, this is amazing! When did you make it?" Adrian smiled softly. "I just worked on it." Word spread slowly. People admired his skill, but Adrian had already begun his next project, silently, intentionally, without announcing it. Years later, he became known as a master craftsman, respected not for promises, but for results. The lesson: the world doesn't need to hear your dreams. It only needs to see them realized. Protect your work. Let it grow quietly. When it is ready, the results will speak for themselves. Because too often, the biggest obstacle between your dreams and reality is the words you speak before you even begin.